Welcome back everybody, this is the Golden Era Bookworm and I'm reviewing today what I consider one of the best books, especially if you're into sculpting the physique. This is Unleashing the Wild Physique, Ultimate Bodybuilding for Men and Women by the one and only Iron Guru Vince Gironda and the other very famous writer Robert Kennedy of Muscle Mag magazine. Pictured at the front is Muhammad Makawi, who I don't think he ever won an Olympia, but he came close. He came second at least once, I believe. And he was Vince Gironda's student, as well as Larry Scott, as I have said in the past. Why do I like this book? I like it because Vince Gironda was a very controversial figure. He's one of the greatest trainers of all time. And if you have read Wader magazines, you would have realized that when Wader brought a bodybuilder from whatever country to America, he would send him to one of two places, either Vince's gym or to Gold's gym. For example, Arnold was one of those that he brought from Europe, and he took him straight to Vince's gym, where Vince basically sorted him out. Of course, Arnold trained in both Vince's and Gold's gym. Now, the book itself contains a lot of Vince's character. Don't waste my time. I mean, he was very famous for kicking people out of his gym, and there's all these crazy stories about that kind of stuff, and his rules. He's got a bunch of rules, like don't squat in my gym and don't do any sit-ups or he'll kick you out. It's hilarious in that respect. Yeah, very controversial. But I mean, besides talking about the basics of bodybuilding in the first half of the book, and also he's very anti-steroids, although of course many of his athletes took steroids. He actually mentions the natural ways of gaining without necessarily taking steroids, and I really like that part about the book. And he actually has all these methods for the beginner. For example, he's got here his favorite beginner's workout, which I really like. And he believes heavily in shaping the body and not necessarily adding too much mass. He actually believes in adding mass to create an illusion. And that's what classical bodybuilding is all about. And that's what I like about this book. And he really describes most exercises he performs them in a very different way. And it really does give you little angles and little tips to perform the exercises slightly differently to create a better muscular belly or a better muscular line. And he's very famous at shaping people very quickly. Right, and that's the great thing about this book. So I've mentioned the exercises. The great thing, I reckon, is also the nutrition section of this book. Here we go, nutrition, and he talks about several advanced diets. So you've got the maintenance diet, which is basically the one I do, which is just a lot of eggs and protein, and a little bit of carbs, a little bit of fat. He has a hormone precursor diet which is basically, from memory, yeah, the 3 dozen eggs a day, which is very famous. He actually did it himself. And by the way, all these diets he has tried himself and on his bodybuilders. That's why he recommends them, because he's actually done them. And there's a whole bunch of diets here, like the 3 dozen an egg, how to get cut, how to gain weight. Yeah, so there's also diets for vegetarians. There's a definition, getting cut, etc. And he explains also why the supplements that he recommends should be taken. And I really like that. It's not an enormous list, but I think what he recommends is sound even till today. Another golden part of this book is all the different exercises that you may have never seen before, and they're illustrated in these little diagrams. and they're just variations that really, I mean, you won't see the classic bench press, you won't see the deadlift, you won't see the squat, but you are going to see exercises that you probably have never heard of or seen before, and that have been lost from the golden years of bodybuilding. I mean, you don't see them in the gym anymore, that's for sure. And I like the little twists that he recommends just to make the muscle work harder and for the belly to come out more. And he does that for all exercises, whether they be for the chest, the shoulders, the arms, the legs, the back, everything. It's all about creating a classic shape, getting cannonball delts, a V-shaped back, a small tapered waist. So he goes, of course, through the vacuum, which he recommends is really important. There it is there. And he doesn't recommend doing a lot of oblique exercises. Instead, for abs, he basically recommends just training them for 6 weeks, for example, and cutting down on your diet so that you can show them, right? And all these really cool exercises and variations. The last great thing about this book is not just the posing, but I love how he gives you recommendations of the workouts. Now, Vince is quite famous for his unusual workout. Here we go. His workout regimen is like the 8x8 here that is displayed by Muhammad Akawi, and he also, I think, mentions Larry Scott in this section. But yeah, he gives some routines at the end, I believe. Yeah, this his routines here, and breaks down how you should train. Basically, he was famous for all these different kinds of workout routines, and that's also at the end. So this book is really fantastic. If you are into, I guess, developing what's now called a classical physique, what I still call a golden era physique, and that is wide shoulders, V-tapered back, tiny waist, and nice calves and nice thighs, not overly developed in the legs, then this is a really good book. I highly recommend this book. I can't recommend it enough. It really is about shaping. It is not about being a mass monster. It is about having that aesthetic look, and that's what this book is about. I give it a real double thumbs up. And yeah, I'll be also doing many more videos on Vince Gironda's booklets and courses, which I have. I have almost everything from Vince Gironda. I know this has been a long time coming. I've got too much material to go through. I know I've gone through this very quickly. I could make videos on each of the body parts, which I plan to really demonstrate all these different types of exercises which are not done in a gym anymore and really do make a massive difference. It's really a goldmine, this book. I know it's out of print. It's available on eBay, I believe, and it might be available in Vince Gironda's website, ironguru.com, if you wish to purchase probably a new edition. But yeah, highly recommend this book. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave me your comments. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. This is the Golden Era Bookworm. See you for now. Bye.